Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jo, and today I'm going to talk about how to save money using 4 different bank accounts. It may sound like a lot, but it's just the easiest way that I managed to save for a house deposit. This is the only way that I've actually managed to save a decent amount of money to actually buy a house, and I really wasn't earning a lot when I started implementing this. So why you need 4 bank accounts is, it might sound complicated, but trust me, it's actually really simple and really effective way to save money. So the 4 different bank accounts that you need is an everyday spending account, one is for emergency savings, and then one is that your income will go into, and then the other one is like a long-term savings account. But you'll only have 2 accounts attached to your card. So your first account is your everyday account. So this will be attached to your card. And this was what you'll do is you'll budget yourself every single week. So for example, I used to allow myself $200 and that included food for the week. So to make this work, you'll need to know how much money you have left over at the end of each week after all your main bills have come out. So, and maybe you need to budget for less than $200. The main thing is it's a lot easier to track your money when you're tracking it only for a week. And so every time I would go and buy something, I would check my bank balance account on my phone before I would buy something. And then at the end of that week, if you had anything left over, then you would put that into your savings account. So the next account is your everyday savings account. And what I would do is put like $1,000 away, and this would again be attached to my card, be my second account that I could use. And this was for things like unforeseen, like glasses or dentistry, or maybe like a car repair. And obviously I didn't have that straight away. I just would put that extra little bit of money that I didn't spend each week and then put it into that account. So then I built it up to $1,000. Your third account is that money in account. So this is the account where your income will go into and all your bills will automatically direct debit out of that account, which means that you're not touching any money that you need to leave there for essentials like your living, rental, mortgage, that kind of thing. Your fourth account is like your long-term savings account. So you would try and choose an account where you could earn the most interest on the money that was going into it. And again, I would set up a direct debit from that money in account where your salary goes into your long-term savings account. So it's always coming out regularly, so you don't have to think about it. I chose an account which would kind of basically like penalize me if I did take money out from that account, but I also didn't have access to my card, so I couldn't access that if I really wanted to, which kind of incentivizes you to save. The whole thing is you can just start small and start building it up over time. So if you have an extra $20, you can put that in, and then you can start building it up over the years as your salary increases. So the way that you're going to set this up, you're going to need to choose a bank that will allow you to create accounts easily by yourself, and hopefully either low or free. I chose an account, so I was with BNZ, so I could literally open my own accounts from my phone app, and they were actually free. So every time you get paid into your money in account, you want to set up those direct debits. So direct debits for your bills, direct debit into your high interest savings account, and direct debits into your weekly budget. To understand how much money you're going to put into this high interest savings account, you actually need to know how much money you're going to have left over. So I would just literally open up a Google Sheet document. You look at how much you're getting paid. I would break it down so that you know it per week. So obviously if it's monthly, you divide it by 4, or times 12, divide by 52 weeks of the year. And then, so everything you break down per week, and then you can basically tally up the totals, and then you can see how much money you've got left over. You just want to focus mainly on the big things that you're paying for. So it's things that you can't really change unless obviously you move, but it'll be like your rental or mortgage, insurance if you need it. I feel like other things like Netflix and stuff is all kind of optional, and it's kind of like a luxury. So you really would just want to look at those main things that you have to pay for. So just average out bills so you can kind of figure out how much money you should actually have left over, and then you can set that weekly budget goal. The tip is just to start, and it will just slowly increase as time goes on. I started this when I was only earning 50k a year, and then obviously now I'm still doing that years down the line. Just to be patient. When you're on a low income, it can feel like things are just going really, really slowly, but before you know it, that amount will just keep like ramping up. And the second thing is to just constantly review your account. So things like for me, I didn't really understand where all my money was going. So again, I actually exported all my finances for a year. I put it into a pivot table. Again, you can do this for free in Google Sheets. Put it into a pivot table and then sort from highest to lowest all your expenses. That way I could actually see, for example, I was spending a huge amount on coffee. I immediately stopped buying coffee because when you look at the total amount over a whole year, I was like, that's actually a really good holiday. So I stopped buying it. I started making it a work. Maybe I would treat myself once every fortnight for a bought coffee, but I really just didn't see the point of spending that much money. I think it was like over $1,000 at the time on just coffee, when I was like, I'd rather just go on a holiday to a tropical island once a year. So that kind of thing can really make you look at your finances and see, well, what is important and what isn't. And things like, I looked at, say, like my rental amount that I was paying, and I was always on the lookout. I was like, okay, well, where could I rent that maybe was cheaper? Or do I get like a housemate to obviously like reduce that cost down? So if you've been struggling to save, try this 4 account method and let me know in the comments how you go and if you have any other questions. I find it's a really simple and powerful way that you can actually start budgeting without having to constantly look at your finances all the time. Once you feel like you've done it once, you can obviously review it once you get like a pay rise, or maybe your rent decreases. You can obviously just review it at those moments. You don't need to do it all the time. But thanks for watching. I really hope you find this useful. I really wish I knew this kind of method earlier in my 20s or even my teens when I started working a full-time job. And I really hope you find it useful. And drop your comments below if there's anything else I can help with. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos like this.